Rick Dollar here for the Rick Dollar Show, and we are live at Randy Wood's Old Time Pickin Parlor, and we're actually inside Vintage Vinyl and Collectibles, one of the coolest vinyl record stores I've seen in a long time, like we were talking about earlier. Everything from Michael Jackson, Wilson Pickett, Barry White, Prince. I mean, there's a lot of music here. But Larry Stephenson's looking over there, and he's awfully, jumpy about these things. You don't want to hinder
I like it. It's just, I like going. I've got a lot of LPs at home and vinyl and
that you need to get rid of.
Well, some of them, but I like my vinyl.
Yeah.
Every time I get ready to record, I dig through them and I always find a old song.
That's crazy.
Something.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Got that Johnny Cash vinyl behind you over there. We even noticed a Ricky Skaggs up there at the top just a minute ago. Well, young man, how have you been? I haven't seen
great.
you in a long time.
I haven't seen you in a long time. I didn't even know you moved to Georgia.
Shh, don't say that.
Oh, sorry.
No,
You can edit
no,
that.
I love it down here. It's when you got 7 grandkids down here,
Oh,
it's about the only time you're gonna see them.
good for you.
If you don't,
It's a good reason to move.
you need to live about 2 hours from them, though.
Yeah.
That's a whole different conversation. So what's been going on, sir?
Been running the roads this year. We've had a pretty good year. It's
Good.
It's had its ups and downs, but for the most part, it's been good. And just running all over the place with my band, and got David Parmley helping me this weekend because of my guitar player having surgery. But it's all good.
It's not bad.
Been at it along. If I make it to February next year, it'll be 35 years with my band.
Wow.
So I'm either crazy or something. I don't know what it is. But,
All right, I'm going to bring something up that Randy was telling me earlier about you. He said that you told him one day that you didn't know why you still did this sometimes, but you figured it out about 5 or 10 minutes into the set.
Oh yeah. Well, we were. It was Thanksgiving Day, and I'm not sure when you're going to broadcast this, but Thanksgiving Day, and we were at a bluegrass festival in Brooksville, Florida.
Right.
And I woke up. I'd gone in there the night before and plugged the bus in, and we're all sitting there. And I get up and about 8 o'clock, and I'm looking out the front window of the bus and going, "It's Thanksgiving Day," and I'm thinking, what am I doing here?
Exactly.
There's sand everywhere, trees, old motor homes,
and no turkey to be found anywhere.
And we actually did find some turkey, but we, as the guys got up and we got to talking, I said, yeah. And we went on at 4. I said probably about 5-10 minutes after 4, it'll hit me, and I'll go, yeah, this is why I'm here.
This is why.
Because it's all about the music. It always has been for me, and when you surround yourself with a bunch of good guys that can play and sing, that's what it's about. And then you just move on, and it's all good.
When you continue to be happy like that, that's hard to do in the music business these days because things change, and all kinds of different variables can happen around you.
Well, that happens in anybody's work. And Randy and I Randy Wood, we were both talking about the same thing. He went through it in his life, trying to get his business started in Nashville and doing what he did. And sometimes he wondered, what am I doing and why am I doing this? But it was the love of what we do. Yeah. And the money comes, I think, And,
I think so.
And we've got that music in us, and we got to get it out.
That's it. Yeah. Sometimes I'll think, why is a radio show still going? Why is it still going the way that it is?
Is anyone listening?
Yeah, is anybody really listening out there?
Yeah.
But it's a numbers game.
Sure.
Sort of like what you do.
Sure.
You look out there and you're thinking, wow, look at all these people. They're here to see me.
Yeah.
And that's a major thing.
Yeah, that
it
all
changes
plays a
the
part.
way you look at things.
Yeah.
But if I listen to my show and I'm not satisfied with it, you can bet I'm on the show on the way to the producer's office, trying to get everything right.
Yeah.
But now let's talk about 2 songs that you got.
All right.
Here today. Lonesome with Heartaches. Can you give me a little backstory on that?
Written by Bill Harrell.
Yeah.
I worked with Bill Harrell in the 80s. He passed away in the 90s, and one of the legends and true innovators of this music. And I cut that song with Bill Harrell, and he wrote it back in the day. And I've always liked the song and wanted to record it, and finally got around to it. And
so you put your little spin on things.
I did. Of course, it's in a higher key than what Bill sang it, and we do a little different vocal parts on it. But
Yeah.
but we've got a new album. It's entitled "Cast a Lonesome Shadow," that should have already been out. But that's another story. But we've released. I think this is the 4th single off of that album, and we'll get it out here pretty soon. And "Lonesome with Heartaches" is the new one. Just about a week or 2 ago, it came out.
Well, now you've got this other tune out. I'm a Rambling Man.
Waylon
That's an
Jennings.
old Waylon Jennings tune.
You know, I think we've all probably heard that song. It seems like all of our lives.
Probably have.
And there was a guy that wrote it, Ray Pennington. He actually lived right around the corner from me, there in Sumner County, Tennessee.
See, you never know, do
He
you?
died in a fire at his house
Oh my
a
gosh.
couple of years ago, actually. But he wrote the song, and I just heard it on the radio one day, and I thought, I'm gonna give that a shot.
Man,
You
that's
know, what
pretty
the
good.
heck? You know, and I've always gone back and dug up old country songs and a few old rock and roll songs I've
Yeah.
recorded over the years, and as soon as I laid it out with the band at a rehearsal, they all just loved it and jumped on it, and so
See, you know,
here we are.
Not a lot of people are have the musical savvy that you have. You know, I mean, you're able to take these things and make them your own. And you know, I think that's the important
so.
part about what you do is,
Well,
you know, you make things your own when
Yeah,
you do them.
I hope so. You know, I like the Bill Harrell song or a Jesse McReynolds. Like I always loved "Sweet Little Miss Blue Eyes."
Yeah.
You know, Jesse sang it in G, I sang it in B, so it puts a whole different twist on it, and you know, hopefully it make it sound like me. But
Jesse.
I've always enjoyed finding songs like that, and I did it with Bill Harrell. I did it when I was working with the Bluegrass Cardinals. We did a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and finding just good material anywhere we can find them.
See, though, it shows me, though, that no matter where you've been in your career, who you're singing with or who you're dealing with or who you're working with, you still have that ability to put your own spin on everything.
I try to.
And I feel like that's something that's not happening a lot these days like it used to. I mean, used to people could say, let's just do it this way because it worked then, you know. Let's see if we can't make it work now.
Well, you know, I came up in an era where you tried to make things your own.
That's right.
You know, Bill Harrell did it. The Bluegrass Cardinals did it. I was a big Country Gentleman fan. The Osborne Brothers, seldom seen, being around the Washington, D.C. area. And when you heard all those bands, you knew who they were.
Exactly.
Usually by the kickoff of the song.
That's right.
And especially when somebody started singing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you heard a David Parmley sing or a John Starling or a Charlie Waller, you knew it was going to be strong.
You knew who was there.
And you knew who was there, and they put their own spin on things, and they found old songs too.
Yeah.
You know I mean, look at the stuff the Seldom Seen recorded, the old James Taylor songs and everything,
man.
and they put their own spin on them, and that's kind of the way we all grew up, and I think some of that's maybe lost these days, maybe.
I think you're right.
It sort of all sounds alike in a way. Some of these,
It does.
some of it, but that's the way we grew up and doing things, and I'm not going to hopefully change that.
See, if you think about it, though, I mean, let's go back. Let's go way back. I mean, you know, let's talk about Dr. Ralph, you know, for a second. God rest his soul. But that man right there did the same thing.
Oh, absolutely.
And, you know, I think that is what made his career I guess the level of him being who he was. I think that just kind of solidified what, you know, people were saying, hey, yeah, he can do that.
Well, yeah, you know, that old mountain sound, and
Man,
yeah, they had their own thing.
that was a beautiful thing.
They were great songwriters.
Yeah,
You know, a lot of those guys wrote a lot of that stuff. You know, Jesse McReynolds, Bobby Osborne
yeah.
wrote a lot of good stuff. You know, yeah.
I got a Jesse McReynolds story. When I first started doing this, I thought I need to just go down the list of the top 10 people in the Bluegrass Hall of Fame. Dumb thing to do, because most of these guys wouldn't even talk to me. But I called Jesse McReynolds' house one night. This is way before he was getting little problems with his health and things like that. And this lady, she said, hello? And I said, Miss McReynolds? because I couldn't believe it was her.
Yeah.
She said, yes. I said, is Jesse around there? She said, hold on, I think he's out on the golf cart.
Yeah.
And she went and got him, and he called me back.
Yeah.
And
Great
I
guy.
thought, yeah, the more I talked to this gentleman, and the more that Carl Jackson had talked to me, told me stories about him. Couldn't believe it.
No, he's
Just
wonderful.
the best guy you'd ever meet in your life,
he
man.
certainly was.
Just a great person.
Yeah.
But the business is that way, and I'm glad that it is.
Yep.
But looks like it's about time for you to hit the stage here.
It's getting close.
Yeah, so I just wanted to grab you for a second,
Well,
and
I
have you on the
appreciate
show.
you. It's good to see you always.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for all you do.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Hey, Rick Dollar here for the Rick Dollar Show. Like I said, if you can't get us on our 22 affiliates across the U.S. and Canada, just hit the old iHeartRadio app and type in the Rick Dollar Show. We'll be right there. Thanks.